Alright, testing audio, testing movement. Alright, testing audio. Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello, can you hear? Okay, good. You can hear me. Alright, great. Hello everyone, this is Gundam Ace, aka John Hooper, and you have my streaming of Rebellion Secret Game second stage. Last time we left off, the situation got worse as gradually all the players slowly came to the realization that the administrators had no intention of ending the game in the first stage, and that someone would have to die in order for them to get out, so they focused their efforts on looking for an escape route, and thanks to a notebook Mariko and Majima found earlier, figured out they could create a radio wave absorber to try to block out the detonation signal to the collars, which should theoretically allow them to escape, so they started collecting tools to make that happen. After that, also, Kurokawa, we learned a bit more about Kurokawa, and he happened upon an underground room in a cabin where he discovered that his mother, who he believed abandoned him up until now, had in fact been taken for a game and was killed. And so he did a big shift and change in heart when it came to playing the game. And Yui found the room too and comforted him about it. That's where we left off, so we're gonna pick up from there. And then dawn came. The 12 players, including Shuhei Fujita, couldn't believe what they witnessed during breakfast that morning.
Hey
Kurokawa, isn't this delicious? Not really. It's just an edible plant. Oh, forget all about that. Come on, open wide. Like hell. You want me to punch you in the face, dumbass? Jeez, what are you so embarrassed about? Shut up. Kurokawa was as blunt as always, but he made no attempt to push Yui off him, considering she was practically clinging to him. What the hell happened? Did Yui melt Kurokawa's heart? Melt? So Kurokawa's all syrupy sweet? I'd say it's Yui's the one who's all soft on him. Either way, this is an unexpected turn of events.
奇跡が起きたのです。
A miracle must have happened.
いや、でもあんな黒川くんちょっと見たくなかったかも。
Yeah, but I'm not sure I wanted to see Kurokawa like that.
なんだよクソ。俺は怖いやつにべったり張り付かれてるっつうのによ。
What the hell? Why did I have to be the one who got stuck with such a scary girl?
大輔、黙って。
Shut up, Daisuke.
やれやれ、世の中何が起こるかわからないもんだね。
Oh, brother. The world sure is full of unexpected events.
黒川がユイを遠ざけていたのは、嫌よ嫌よも好きのうちだったということでしょうか。 Is the reason Kurokawa pushing Ewing away from him because he's in denial?
それは極端な意見のような気もするが。
I feel like that might be a bit of an extreme opinion.
そうね。でも、幸せそうでいいんじゃない？
You're right. But they seem happy, so that's fine. Kurokawa glared at Shuhei and the others.
おい、てめえら何チラチラ見てやがるんだな。
Hey, what the hell do you think you're all looking at?
黒川さん、仲間を睨んじゃダメじゃないですか。
Kurokawa, no glaring at our friends.
うるせえなバカ。ここを出るまで協力してやるだけだっつうんだよ。
Shut up, dumbass. We're only working together till we get out of here.
はい、分かってます。だから、ここを出るまではみんな仲間なんですよ。
Yeah, I know. That still means that we're all friends until we leave here. They didn't know how it happened, but it seemed Kurokawa had somehow become one of them. That seemed to be the case from what they could tell of Yui's attitude, and what they could, and for as far as they could trust Kurokawa's speech and conduct.
とにかく黒川、改めて歓迎するよ。
Anyway, Kurokawa, we welcome you in the fold once again.
正直言って、俺はあんたのことだけが気がかりだったんだ。
I'll be honest, you were the one I was the most concerned about.
そうね。瞳は例外としても力じゃ誰もあんたに勝てないだろうしね。
He's right. In terms of strength, no one can beat you except for Hitomi. No, not Daisuke, because, I mean, Daisuke's pretty pathetic when he's outnumbered. Let's be honest. He's no real threat when the group's in numbers.
よく言うぜ。そのメイド以外にも危ねえ連中がゴロゴロしてやがるくせによ。
You got balls saying that. I'm sorry, I was distracted for a second. You got balls saying that. There are dangerous people out there besides that mage, you know.
いいからさっさと飯を済ませて、例の電波吸収体っつうのを仕上げちまおうぜ。なあ、ミツル。
Look, let's just shut up, eat our grub, and then we'll get back to making that radio wave absorber thingamajig. Right, Mitsuru?
あ、うん。お互い頑張ろうね、黒川くん。
Daisuke's skills manipulation wouldn't really work here because everyone already knows what an asshole he is in this route. Because, they got told. Yeah, you're right. Let's do our best together, Kurokawa.
ああ、てめえ誰にそういう口の利き方してんだよ、この野郎。
Huh? Why don't you show some respect, you bastard?
うわ、なんで僕だけ態度が変わらないんだよ。
Why am I the only one you're still treating the same?
ユイ、 黒川を止めるです。
Yui, stop Kurokawa!
無理ですよ。だって相手はみつるさんなんですから。
Oh, but I can't. Because he's up against Mitsuru here.
何その乱暴な理由。
What kind of violent reason is that? Mitsuru let out a cry as Kurokawa gave him a little whack on the head. But it was a rather merciful hit coming from Kurokawa.
とにかくこれでようやく14人全員が本当の意味でまとまったって感じね。
Well, anyway, it seems the 14 of us are now finally all on the same page in the true meaning.
あとは電波吸収体を完成させてこのフィールドから脱出するだけだ。
Yeah. All it's left is to complete the radio wave absorber and escape the field. After that, the group resumed gathering materials under Mitsuru's guidance. Before long, they got the acid they would need in order to corrode the metal from tools in the farming shed, just as they expected. And then night came. Aside from the nets, hold on a second. Sorry, aside from the nets, they used the newly discovered metal basket they'd found as materials to finally complete the radio wave absorber. The grid panel was composed of 5 different metals. They each had their own coating on them. That said, however, it would only work for 2 people. And they wouldn't know how effective it was until they tried it out. Let's go, Shu. Yeah, counting on you. Konomi sent an email to Shuhei's PDA using Hitomi's PDA. Shuhei's PDA was coded in the radio wave absorber. The other 12 watched this with bated breath. Before long, after enough time had passed, Shuhei's PDA didn't receive Hitomi's email. Shu? Oh wait, didn't he? It worked! We did it, guys! It worked! Everyone smiled for joy when Shuhei turned around and said that. If they wrapped the completed radio wave absorber around the collar, it was likely to be able to block out the detonation signal that the administrators would send out. We won't know if it works for sure until we test it out. By the way, it's a step forward. Yes, and it's a very big step forward. Yeah.
とりあえずお疲れ様だったです。
Good work, Mitsu.
いやみんなの協力があったからだよ。
No, I couldn't have done without you guys.
だが2人分しかねえんだろ。まだ全然足りてねえじゃねえかよ。
There's only enough for 2 people, yeah? There ain't enough for us all.
いいんですよ黒川さん。今日のところはひとまずこれで。
It's alright, Kurokawa. It's still a big achievement for today.
そうそう。とにかく今日はお祝いと行こうぜ。
She's right. Anyway, this calls for a celebration.
お調子者。
You're so full of yourself, I swear.
ま、でも今日くらいは。
Well, I suppose just for today wouldn't hurt.
それではパーッとやりますか。
Alright then, let's go all out.
お祝いパーティーするの？
A celebration? We're gonna have a party?
と言っても別に大した食事が用意できるわけじゃないけどね。
Yeah. Though that said, it's not like we're gonna be preparing anything that's a big deal or anything like that.
いやこういうのは気分の問題だろう。なあみんな。
No, it's all just a matter of mood. Isn't that right, people? Virtually everyone nodded with a smile on their face when Shuhei asked that. Kodomi also smiled happily. Shu, you've changed, haven't you? She sent that question to him with her eyes alone. Shuhei did indeed believe he'd changed. But that alone wouldn't have been enough for him to make it this far, probably. In the past 9 days, most of their comrades had their own changes going on within them, which all led up to this moment. So for today, they could at least celebrate. And starting tomorrow, they'd move out again. Shuhei resolved himself and smiled from the bottom of his heart. However, that was the last day all 14 of them would spend together. Day 10. Shuhei was awoken by a strange sound as dawn came. Shuhei rubbed his eyes and sat up, and noticed that his PDA was beeping in his pocket. There were 3 sounds. Kodomi and Hitomi's PDAs were also making the same sound, it seemed. The 2 of them quickly woke up.
何の音？
Huh? What's that sound?
いやなんだろう。なんか PDA がアラームを。
I don't know. The PDA alarm just went off. Shuhei took the PDA out of his pocket and checked the screen. His heart nearly leapt out of its chest at that moment. What's the...
どうしたのしゅうちゃん？
What's wrong, Shu?
2人とも PDA を見てみろ。
Guys, check your PDAs. Huh? Bewildered, Kodomi and Hitomi took out their own PDAs and checked. When they did, they trembled as if they'd been struck by lightning. What's the meaning of this? Kodomi and Hitomi let out faint voices. These words were on the screen of the PDA. The stage has been upgraded due to the death of a participant From this point onward, the game will enter its second stage. Your clear conditions have been updated. Please check your own personal data. Furthermore, there are only 24 hours left until the end of the game. Good luck to you all until the end. Those small paragraphs were announcement most shocking. What caught their eyes the most was the first line.
参加者の死亡って誰かが死んだってこと？
The death of a participant? Then someone died?
わからないけどとにかくみんなを起こそう。
I don't know, but we need to wake everyone. The moment Shuhei said that, he ran out of the clinic. Kotomi and Hitomi followed suit. The other players were outside of the clinic as well. They were all holding their PDAs as they left their houses in shock one after another.
誰かが死んだのですか？いつどうして？
Someone died? Who? And when?
やはりク
No.
リア条件変更のトリガーはプレイヤーの死亡だった。でも誰が死んだ？
No, sorry, she asked. When and how? I knew it. The player's death really was the trigger for our clear conditions changing. But who died?
真島君はどこ？
Majima! Where's Majima?
落ち着けマリコ。俺はここだ。
Calm down, Mariko. I'm right here. Rei, Tsukasa, Mariko, and Majima all shouted. More players showed up. Yuna and Haruna, who were among them, ran over to Shuhei once they noticed him.
周平、セカンドステージに突入したって。
Shuhei! They said the second stage has begun!
ついに足形。誰かが死んだ。あるいは殺されたということ。
Someone has finally died. Or maybe they were killed?
わからないけど死んだとしたら誰が？
I don't know. But who died?
ねえ、みんな揃ってる？この場にいない人は誰？
Hey, are we all here? Who's not here? Everyone was taken aback by those words and looked toward Yuna. Just when Shuhei tried to check everyone's faces, Kurokawa yelled.
だそりゃ。どういうことだこれは。
What the hell? What the fuck is this shit? Everyone's eyes converged on Kurokawa at once. They found he was staring at his PDA with a frozen look on his face.
どうした黒川？
What's wrong, Kurokawa? Kurokawa didn't hear a word Shuhei said.
くそ誰が。
Motherfucker! Kurokawa muttered that and ran off somewhere.
ちょっと待ってくれ黒川！
Wait, Kurokawa! Kurokawa didn't stop even when Shuhei called out to him.
どうしたんだあいつ？
What's gone into him?
いいから追いましょう。
Let's go after him. The group all followed Yuna's, all obeyed Yuna and ran after him. They ran through the forest in the morning so they wouldn't lose sight of Kurokawa running ahead of them. Shuhei thought to himself as he ran. Why was it that Kurokawa had shouted when he looked at his PDA? His special function could show a list of the name, player number, and death location of any dead players. Had he looked at that and gone to check the location of the dead player? And were their name and PDA also shown on that list? By the time Shuhei thought that, anxiety rapidly swelled within him. And in the first place, why was it that he was alone today? The girl who always followed him and meddled in his affairs was nowhere to be seen. Just when Shuhei was trying to ask where she was, Kurokawa suddenly stopped.
Kurokawa!
Shuhei and the others ran up to him as they called his name. The sight spread out before him was something that neither Kurokawa nor anyone else there could believe. No. Kotomi spoke in a fading voice. The gentle morning sunlight, bathed the girl leaning against a tree. Her chest was stained red. Her face had already gone pale. Kurokawa stared at her and quietly spoke up.
What?
Hey. But she didn't answer.
聞こえねえのか？起きろよ。
Don't you hear me? Wake up! Kurokawa called out again.
起きろって言ってんだろうが、こら！
I said wake up! His voice trembled on the third time. Kurokawa absentmindedly walked over to Yui and held her in his arms.
どっか行きやがって。
You just had to go off on your own.
俺がそんなこと許したかよ。
You think I'm gonna allow that?
何こんなとこで寝てんだ。起きろよ。どう言って。
Why are you sleeping in a place like this? Hey, wake up! I said wake up! A voice called out from behind. It's no use. She's already gone.
セカンドステージに移行したメッセージをあなたも見たんでしょ
You saw the message announcing the shift to the second stage, didn't you?
そのルールは絶対なの誰かが死なない限りファーストステージが終わることはない
Those rules are absolute. The first stage won't end until someone dies.
ここで死んだからセカンドステージが始まった
Because she died here, the second stage began. Kurokawa should have understood that as well. But because he didn't want to believe that, he refused to believe that she wasn't just sleeping. Even so, Haruna's words bared the all too cruel reality before him. Before long, a voice poured out of Kurokawa's throat. It was a sad howl from the pit of his soul. Before long, another voice was joined in.
誰よ
Who?
誰がユイを殺したのよ
Who killed Yui? No one answered her shouts. The only sound there was the echo of Kurokawa's scream through the woods. Okay, spoilers. Look away if you don't want to be spoiled. Yeah, no, Kurokawa cannot catch a break. First his mom, then Rei in episode B, and now Yui in this episode. That's, guy cannot catch a break for sure. When Kurokawa's scream stopped, silence returned to the woods once more. No one could say a word. Heavy silence hung through the air. Before long, Kurokawa put Yui's corpse onto the ground and staggered to his feet. Hey, everyone's here, yeah? The girl shook from that voice that sounded like it came from the pit of hell. Yeah. Shuhei barely managed to muster that answer. Kurokawa then slowly turned around, looked at everyone, and stared everyone down. The one who killed Yui is here among us, yeah. Hey, come on out. I ain't gonna kill ya. It was an oddly quiet voice. He even had a faint smile on his face. His eyes swirled with dark bloodlust. His whole body was wrapped in indignation. Hey, why ain't any of you saying anything? All I did was ask a question. I just want to know what dumbass decided to play this game so late now of all times. Shuhei gulped. He couldn't answer that question, let alone even speak. He had the feeling that Kurokawa would attack him the moment he raised his voice. But even so, someone spoke up. Kurokawa, calm down. There's no saying for sure that one of us is the killer. Majima said that. Kurokawa's enraged eyes locked onto Majima.
ああバカかってこの中にいなきゃ誰が犯人だってんだよ
Huh? Are you a dumbass? If it wasn't one of us, then who the hell was it, huh?
運営だ奴らがゲームを動かすために手を下したかもしれないが
The administrators. They may have made a move to get the game moving.
この場にいる誰にも今朝のタイミングでユイを殺す理由があるとは思えない
I can't think of anyone here who'd have a reason to kill Yui this morning of all times.
おおめえがそんなにお仲間思いだとは思わなかったけどよ
Well, well. I didn't think you cared for your comrades all that much.
こいつらがそんなに信じられるメンツかあ
You really trust them that much, huh? Kurokawa said that and looked all around, staring everyone down. Starting with Majima and ending at the edge. But then his eyes stop as though he knows something. His lips curled and he laughed.
なるほどなさすがだよ真島さんおめえの言うことは間違っちゃいねえみてえだ
Oh, what do you know? Impressive as always, great Majima. Seems you weren't wrong.
何
What?
この場にいる誰にもユイを殺す理由があるとは思えないって確かにそうかもしれねえな
You said that it didn't seem like anyone here had a reason to kill Yui. Maybe you're right about that.
しかし気づかなかったこの場にいねえ奴がいるなんてよ
But haven't you noticed? There's someone who ain't here. Huh? Majima and the others all looked at each other. The ones there were Shuhei, Kotomi, Hitomi, Yuna, Haruna, Majima, Mariko, Tsukasa, Rei, and Kurokawa. That was all. There were indeed some people missing. Hatsune, Mitsuru, and Daisuke weren't there.
どういうことだあいつらいつからいなかった
What's going on? When did they disappear?
わからないよ今朝みんなが顔を合わせた時にはもういなかったかも
I don't know. They might not have been here when we first saw each other this morning.
じゃああの騒ぎの中3人とも家に隠れてたってことかどうしてそんなことを
And the three of them were hiding in their houses during the chaos? Why would they do something like that? Kurokawa answered in a raged voice.
決まってんだろボケあいつらがユイを殺しやがったからだ
It's obvious, ain't dumbass! One of them killed Yui!
何
What?
ユイが死んだと同時にセカンドステージに移行するんだったらさっきまで村にいたやつにはユイを殺せねえ
If the game moved into the second stage the moment Yui died, then the one who killed Yui wasn't in the village. No, sorry, then anyone who was in the village up until then couldn't have killed Yui.
だったらこの場にいねえ3人が犯人ってことになるだろうが
Which means that the three not here are likely the culprits.
3人がかりでユイさんを殺したっていうのかなぜそんなことをする必要がある
You're saying the three of them teamed up to kill Yui? Why would they do something like that?
さあなユイの持ってた食料が欲しかったんじゃねえのか
Hell if I know. Maybe they wanted the food Yui had?
それか3人のうちの誰かが犯人 他の二人は別の理由で消えたのかもしれない。
Or maybe only one of them did it, and the other two vanished for a different reason altogether.
俺にはどっちでも同じことだけど。
Well, either way, it's all the same to me. Kurokawa's eyes were filled with an ominous light. Kurokawa turned around, exuding overflowing bloodlust.
ちょっと待って黒川、どこに行くの？
Wait, Kurokawa! Where are you going?
ああ、うるせえな。どこでもいいじゃねえか。
Shut up. Who the fuck cares where I go?
まさかあの3人を殺しに行くつもり？だったらやめなさい。
Don't tell me you're going to try to kill those three! Then stop it! Yuna said that and tried to grab Kurokawa's arm.
うるせえっつってんだろがクソめ。
I said shut up, you stupid bitch! Kurokawa shouted that and swung his fist at Yuna. Yuna guarded herself immediately, but the impact was enough to knock her back. Kurokawa seized that chance to run again and vanish into the woods.
まずい。あいつを放置してたらまた殺し合いが始まるわ。
This is bad. If we let him go, the killing will start again.
私止めてくる。
I'm going to stop him.
だったら俺も
And I'll come with...
ダメ。周平たちはここにいて。
No! You guys stay here!
この状況でもしチリチリになったらそれこそ収拾がつかなくなる。行くなら私だけでいい。
If we get separated in this situation, that'll make it harder for us to stick together again. So only I will go.
待てユナ
Wait, Yuna! Yuna ignored Shuhei's shout and chased after Kurokawa, vanishing into the woods.
一人でなんて無茶だろユナに黒川を止められるのか
It's too reckless to go on her own. Can she even stop Kurokawa?
今の黒川は危険すぎる。
Yeah, Kurokawa's too dangerous right now.
私たちも行くべきです。
We should go too.
だったら俺と真島とレイだけでもユナを追おう
Fine. Then you, me, and Majima will all go chase after Yuna.
他のみんなはここにいてくれ俺たちは黒川を捕まえてそれから残りの3人を
Stay here, you guys. We'll catch Kurokawa, and we'll find the remaining three. Just then a voice blocked Shuhei.
待って。3人とも動かないで。
Wait. Stay right there, you three. Shuhei turned around and saw Haruna standing there. In her hand was the blood-stained blade. She was holding the knife that had been Yui's chest until a few moments ago.
春菜なんだそれ何のつもりだ
What are you gonna do with that, Haruna?
まさかお前がユイを殺したのか。
Don't tell me you killed Yui.
違うわ。私じゃない。
No, it wasn't me.
だけどユーナの言っていたことは正論よ。この状況でチリチリになるわけにはいかない。
But Yuna was right. We can't afford to get separated in these circumstances.
今はとにかくこの場にいる全員を力ずくでも拘束する必要がある。
We need to all stay here, even if we have to do it by force.
何
What?
忘れたの？セカンドステージに移行した時に PDA に表示されていた文言があるでしょ。
Sorry, I misread that on the previous one. We need to tie up everyone here, even if by force. Did you forget? It was written on the PDA when it shifted to the second stage, right?
ただいまよりゲームはセカンドステージに突入します。
At present, the game will transition to the second stage.
クリア条件が更新されています。各自パーソナルデータを確認してください。
Your clear conditions have been updated. Please check your own personal data.
全員のクリア条件が今朝の時点で変わったのよ。おそらく 殺し合いを誘発する内容に。
All our clear conditions changed this morning, and likely into ones that'll promote killing. That can't be!
いいみんな。状況は変わったの。
Listen up, everyone. The situation's changed.
仮にユイ殺しの犯人がこの場にいなくても、書き換わった条件次第で人殺しに化ける可能性がある。
Even if the one who killed Yui isn't here amongst us, and depending on our exchange conditions, there's a possibility some of you might turn to killers.
それを防ぐための拘束よ。だから全員、今の私に従って。
We'll be tying everyone up in order to prevent that. So do as I say. Haruna's eyes were cold as ice. All Shuhei and the others could do was obey her. At that moment, Mitsuru Shirosaki was running alone through the mountains.
くそ、初音ちゃん、どこに行ったんだ。
Damn it! Where'd Hatsune go? Just like everyone else, he'd woken up to this PDA's alarm. And his eyes froze on the words written on his PDA. It said that one of the 14 had died, and the second stage had begun. He went out of his hut to see who died when he saw Shuhei and the others talking about something. Then when he tried to run over to them, he saw Hatsune stagger out from her hut next door. She stared at her PDA with a vacant expression. Just when Mitsuru was about to shout, "Hatsune, thank God you're alright!" Haruna suddenly twitched at that moment and turned around and ran. Unsure of what was going on, Mitsuru chased after her. He thought he'd be able to catch her soon, but he lost sight of her as he was chasing her through the mountain trails. Before long, Mitsuru, tired of running, stopped. He heaved loud breaths, and then he shouted,
Hatsune-chan! 逃げないでくれ!
Hatsune! Don't run away, please!
一人になると危ないよ! 誰かが死んだってことは人殺しがいるかもしれないんだ!
It's too dangerous to be alone! The fact someone died means that there might be a killer out there! He received no answer. But instead, a bush to his left shook. He turned around to see Hatsune running out of there and dashing off again.
Hatsune-chan!
Vowing not to let her get away this time, Mitsuru ran after Hatsune at full speed. After running for a bit, Hatsune tripped on a root and fell.
Hatsune-chan, 大丈夫?
Are you alright, Hatsune? Mitsuru hastily ran over to her and tried to help her up. But Hatsune shouted and tried to swat away Mitsuru's hand. Her eyes were dense with fear. She was clearly different from her normal self. Mitsuru didn't move his hand away and gripped her and spoke.
どうしたんだい、Hatsune-chan? 何にそんなに怯えてるんだ?
What's wrong, Hatsune? Why are you so scared?
音ちゃん、僕は君の味方だ。
Calm down, Hatsune. I'm on your side.
何かあったのかい？僕に話していいことなら話してくれ。
Did something happen? If you can tell me about it, then please do so. Mitsuru spoke as gently as he could. Hatsune didn't answer him, but her eyes shifted to her hands. Her PDA was there.
PDA？ そういえばさっきも PDA を見つめてたね。
Your PDA? Come to think of it, you were looking at your PDA earlier too.
まさか PDA に何か表示されていたの？初音ちゃんをそんなに怯えさせるようなことが。
Was there something written on your PDA? Something that scared you this much? Hatsune groaned at the pile of questions. But before long, as if some dam within her had broken. Mitsuru, this is it for me. She spoke in a feeble voice.
もうダメってどういうこと？
What do you mean by that?
ステージに移行すると同時に発電の条件が書き換わったんです。
My clear condition changed when we at the moment we shifted to the second stage.
その書き換わった条件は？
Huh? What is it now?
これです。
This. Hatsune timidly showed Mitsuru her PDA. Written there were the words, "All players except for you die."
そんな。
No!
常にそんなことできるわけないです。だからもうダメなんです。
There's no way I can do something like that. So it's all over for me. Hatsune hung her head, looking as though she could burst into tears any moment. Mitsuru could say nothing. When he fell silent, he suddenly got... a bad feeling suddenly struck him. Come to think of it, his own PDA had mentioned that the clear conditions were overridden when they shifted to the second stage. If this was Hatsune's condition now, then what was mine? It was with that thought that Mitsuru took out his PDA. He opened the screen up to his personal data and checked his condition. At that moment, he felt a shock run down his spine.
まずい。だとしたら僕は。
Oh no! In that case, I'm...
どうしたのですか、ミツル？
What's wrong, Mitsuru?
いや、その僕の条件も書き換わってたんだ。
Well, my condition changed too.
新たに与えられた条件は変化したことがある PDA の持ち主全員の死亡というもので。
My new clear condition is to kill the owners of every PDA I've copied.
そして僕が変化させた PDA は藤田君、吹石さん、伊藤君、荻原さん、黒川君、上野さんのもの。
And the PDAs I've copied are Fujida's, Fukishi's, Ito's, Ogihara's, Kurokawa's, and Ueno's. Huh? Then you...
僕はこの6人を殺さなければならないんだ。
Yeah, I have to kill those 6. Mitsuru's shoulders slumped. It was simple compared to Hatsune's condition, but still wasn't anything he would have ever wanted. Besides, how was he even supposed to beat Shuhei and Kurokawa in the situation when they had no weapons? He didn't have much confidence in himself. And he wasn't up for killing people anyway, either.
くしょどうしてこんなことに
God damn it! Why'd this have to happen? Mitsuru moaned pathetically. Hasane spoke to him in a considerate voice.
でもミツルは誰も殺さず自分も生き残る道があります。
But still, there's a way for you to survive without killing anyone. Huh?
例の特殊機能ですよ。確かあの子の特殊機能はジョーカーの PDA を初期化すること。
Ray's special function, if I remember right, it was to return the PDA to its initial settings.
それで
The Joker PDA.
PDA を初期化すれば条件も元に戻ると思います。
And if your PDA is returned to its initial settings, I think your condition will go back to its old self as well. It seemed like an attractive proposal for a moment. But Mitsuru soon shook his head.
いやダメだ確かにそれがうまくいけば僕は助かるけど初音ちゃんの問題が解決するわけじゃない
No, that won't do. If that goes well, maybe I can be saved. But it's not like that will solve your problem.
どのみち初音ちゃんが生き残るためには黒川くんや他のみんなも全員殺さなきゃならない
Either way, in order for you to live, you have to kill Kurokawa and everyone else.
それはそうですけど。でもだったらどうするんですか。
That's true. But in that case, what are we supposed to do?
わからないどうすればいいのか僕には
I don't know. I don't know what to do. Mitsuru's feeble voice echoed through the mountains. At that time, Daisuke Ito was running away all by himself by the river, by the path by the river. He panted rapidly. There wasn't a trace of his normal composure to be found. He turned around, checked behind him several times, to see if anyone was chasing him.
なんで俺がこんな必死に逃げなきゃなんねえんだよ。
Damn it! Why do I have to run for my life like this? He cursed while running. What you saw in this PDA just a little while ago came back to him. His nuclear condition was not to let anyone within, not to let 3 or more players within, get within 2 meters of him. Thanks to that, he couldn't stay with the others anymore. If all the players weren't so united, this condition wouldn't be a threat at all. But with Shuhei at the center, everyone was united for now, meaning that his clear condition was extremely dangerous. For example, Even if only Shuhei, Kotomi, and Yuna were to approach him, his collar would explode. It didn't matter if they had no ill will whatsoever. As long as 3 of them got within just 2 meters of him, his life would be over in an instant. So when he discovered this morning that someone had died in the second stage that started, he secretly slipped away under the eyes of the others once he checked his nuclear condition. It had already been 20 minutes since he started running. Finally tired of running, Daisuke stopped.
ちくしょう、誰かが勝手に落ちんだせいでこんなことになっちまった。
God damn it. All this had to happen because someone just up and died.
今頃みんな俺探してんだろうな。
They're probably all looking for me right now. His first instinct had been to run away from everyone to get away from them, but in hindsight, it might have been too hasty. Right now, they were probably checking to see who. Everyone else probably checking to see who died. Using Kurokawa's special function. If they use Kurokawa's special function, they could naturally find out who died and where. If that person had been killed by someone else, there's a possibility they start searching for the murderer.
あれ？だとすると、ひょっとして俺やべえんじゃない？
Huh? Wait a second, if that's the case, does that mean I'm in deep shit?
みんなの元を勝手に去ったってことは、犯人だと疑われてもしょうがねえんじゃ。
The fact that I ran away from everyone means they're all gonna think I'm the murderer, right?
いやいやいや、それやべえよマジで。12人 VS 俺一人？勝てるわけねえじゃん。
This is bad. This is seriously bad. Me against 12? There's no way in hell I can win. A belated sense of grave danger swelled in Daisuke's heart. He was the most suspicious one in the situation, and what's more, everyone hated him. And if he told them they all had the wrong idea, would anyone actually believe him?
今からでもみんなのところへ行って弁明するか。
Should I go back to the others and try defending myself?
でダメだ。みんなに近づかれたらその時点で俺死ぬんだった。
No, wait, that won't work. The moment I get close to everyone, I'll die at that moment.
じゃあやっぱりこのまま逃げるか。武器もなしに12人相手にゲーム終了まで。
Then should I keep running away by myself? With no weapons away from the 12 of them until the game ends?
ってそれもできるわけねえじゃん。あーちくしょう。どうすりゃいいんだ。
But there's no way in hell I can pull that off either. Ah, god damn it! What the hell am I gonna do? In the moment he unconsciously shouted that, he heard a voice from overhead.
いたぜ。
Found ya! Daisuke looked up in shock. See Kurokawa standing on a cliff above him. He couldn't see his face in the sunlight, but he felt some sort of mysterious pressure coming from him. It seemed Kurokawa had found him with all the noise he'd been making by himself. Kurokawa looked down on Daisuke and spoke in a coaxing voice.
ちょっとよ。おめえに聞きてえことがあるんだよ。
Hey, There's something I want to ask you.
そこで待っててくんねえか。すぐそっちに降りてくからよ。
Could you wait for me there? I'll be down in a sec. Kurokawa just said that and vanished from the top of the cliff.
やべえ、なんかやべえ、逃げなきゃ。
Oh shit! I'm in deep shit! I gotta run! Sensing danger in his bones, Daisuke ran off again. He had to get as far away from Kurokawa as possible before he descended the cliff. But just where was he supposed to run? He considered fleeing into the monitor room, but he'd already told Haruna about it. If anything, it might be a dangerous place to hide. Then maybe he should try telling them all the truth and try to clear up the misunderstanding. But would Kurokawa even listen to him? Kotomi seemed like the only one willing to hear him out. Maybe we should try to get to them through her. Daisuke's mind was so splintered that he couldn't think straight. Even so, as he desperately fled, he suddenly spotted something strange lying in his path. Huh? Is this? Couldn't believe it was lying there. But this unexpected miracle, Daisuke ran over to it and picked it up with all his might. Meanwhile, at the same time where Yui had died, Shuhei and the others were all standing in front of Haruna. Haruna held the knife with her right hand and held her PDA with her left hand as she checked the screen. Shuhei, Kotomi, Hitomi, Tsukasa, Rei, Majima, and Mariko all watched her with bated breath. Before long, Haruna broke the heavy silence.
ダメね。やっぱり私の特殊機能じゃ、ユイ殺しの犯人はわからないわ。
No good. My PDA special function isn't showing who killed Yui. Sorry, I can't tell who killed Yui using my special function.
どうして？春菜ちゃんの特殊機能はプレイヤーの接触情報を表示するだったはずでしょ？
Why not? Doesn't your special function show all player encounters?
それを見れば犯人がわかるんじゃ。
Haruna's clear condition doesn't show her who she has to kill. She has to reason it out herself through her special function. So no, that her clear condition didn't help her in this regard. Can't you tell who the culprit is through that?
私もそう思ったんだけど、残念ながらダメみたいなのよ。
That's what I thought, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's working. Haruna said that and showed her PDA to everyone. She continued as she tooled around with it.
この特殊機能でわかることは、プレイヤーの誰と誰が接触したかということ。
What Haruna usually did in those situations was either observing other players or using her last encounter information. When she found any dead players, could reason who the last person they saw was logically the person who killed them. That's how she figured it out in like other routes. Anyway, what I know from this special function is what two players encountered each other.
だからゲーム開始から4日が過ぎた時点で情報の更新は止まっていた。
Sorry. So my special function stopped updating after the fourth day.
エース2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、ジャック、クイーン、キング、ジョーカーが仲間となり共に行動するという内容でね。
The last thing it showed was players Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Joker have teamed up and are traveling together.
その後の細かい内容は記されていないのか？
And you got nothing detailed after that?
記されてないわ。おそらくはわざとだろうけどね。
No, nothing. I think it was on purpose, though.
わざと？
On purpose?
前から気になってたんだけど、どうやらこの接触情報は運営が私たちの動きをモニターして手動入力しているものみたい。
It's been bothering me for a while now. But it seems that the encounter information is manually input by the administrators who are by monitoring our movements.
運営は意図的に私の特殊機能を使ってもユイを殺した犯人がわからないようにしているのよ。
The administrators made it so deliberate so that I wouldn't be able to tell who killed Yui even using my special function.
私たちを疑心暗鬼に陥らせ殺し合いをさせるために。
Or to make us all doubt each other and kill each other. Haruna muttered that in a grave voice. Just then, Daisuke, who'd been Tsukasa, who'd been quiet up until then, spoke up in a firm voice.
今はその特殊機能を使うと何が表示されるんですか？
Does your special function show anything now?
今朝私たちが目覚めた時点から更新は再開したわ。やけにそっけない内容だけどね。
The information resumed updating starting today. It wasn't all that helpful.
共に行動していたプレイヤーに殺害される。
All it said was, Player 5 has been killed by a player who was teamed up with them. And yes, the admins are clearly trying to capitalize on Among Us popularity years before the actual game came out.
クイーン、他プレイヤーの元を去る。
The Queen has left the other players.
ジョーカー、他プレイヤーの元を去る。
The Joker has left the other players.
10、他プレイヤーの元を去る。
The 10 has left the other players.
8、他プレイヤーの元を去る。
8 has left the other players.
ジャック、他プレイヤーの元を去る。
The Jack has left the other
わ
players.
かるのは、ユイが殺され、初音、ミツル、大輔、黒川、ユーナが去っていったということだけね。
All I know is that Yui was killed, and that Hatsune, Mitsuru, Daisuke, Kurokawa, and Yuna left the group.
なんだか象徴的ね。私たちがバラバラになっていく様を表しているみたいな。
It seems kind of symbolic, like it's representing how we've all split apart.
その先は、初音ちゃんや黒川さんたちはどうなったの？
Well, but after that, we'll have the Hatsune, Kurokawa, and the others.
3行だけ記されてるわ。
There's only 3 things written after.
ジョーカー、森の中で再会する。8、銃を発見する。ジャック、8に追いつく。という行が。
All it says is that the Queen and the Joker reunited in the woods. The 8 discovered the 10, and the Jack is following the 8.
ミツルと初音が再会したってことか？それと黒川が大輔を発見したって？
Meaning that Mitsuru and Hatsune reunited, and that Kurokawa found Daisuke?
まずいだろうそれは。伊藤のやつ黒川に殺されるんじゃないのか。
This is really bad. Kurokawa's gonna kill Ito.
ユーナが黒川を止めてくれることを祈るしかないわね。
All we can do is pray that Yuna stops Kurokawa.
それより先にこっちはこっちで確かめなきゃならないことがある。
More importantly, there's something we have to confirm here first.
何をだ？
What's that?
この場にいる全員の新たなクリア条件。
All our new clear conditions.
さっきも言ったけど、おそらくみんなのクリア条件は殺し合いを誘発するものに変わっているはず。
Like I said earlier, it's likely that all our clear conditions have changed into ones that will promote killing.
なぜそれがあなたにわかるんです？
And how do you know that?
私に与えられた新たなクリア条件がプレイヤーを殺害した他プレイヤー全員の死亡というものだからよ。
Because my new clear condition is all players who killed other players die.
ファーストステージとは比較にならないほど危険な条件でしょ。
It's a far more dangerous clear condition than the first stage, isn't it?
確かにそうですね。
Yes, that's true.
つまりユイさん殺しの犯人は春菜さんの殺害対象になった。殺しが新たな殺しを呼ぶということですか？
So in other words, you have to kill the one who killed, Yui. Sorry, no, in other words, for you to survive, the one who killed Yui has to die. That killing will bring about more killing. After you heard all that, Shuhei suddenly realized a certain possibility.
いや、ちょっと待て、春菜。お前の PDA にはお前の殺害対象になったプレイヤーの名前が表示されたりはしないのか？
Wait, hold on, Haruna. Does your doesn't your won't your PDA does your PDA show a list of who you have to kill for your clear condition?
そこに誰かの名前が表示されていたら、それがユイさんを殺した犯人ってことになるんだが。
If someone's name is listed there, then that would be Yui's killer, right?
残念ながらそれは表示されないみたいよ。
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's shown.
じゃあどうやってお前は自分の殺害対象を把握するんだ？
Huh? Then how do you know who you have to kill?
おそらく特殊機能を使えってことだと思う。それで他のプレイヤーの行動を調べて自分の殺害対象を把握しろというわけね。
I think they're telling me to use my special function, and I'll use that to investigate the other players' movements and figure out who I have to kill on my own. So yeah, sorry, I guess I could have just held off on explaining this because the game itself explained it just now. So yeah, sorry for a few minutes ago.
運営はユイさん殺しの犯人は隠しておくくせにお前にそんなことを強いるのか？
So the administrators are forcing you to do that, even though they're hiding who killed Yui. It felt far too cruel on Haruna. What's more, the administrators were felt like the administrators were really going all out to fuel the flames of suspicion amongst the group. But this was far from the start of injustice from the administrators. Of forced injustice on the administrators' part. Shuhei felt bitterness as Haruna continued.
とにかく私の殺害対象はこれからさらに増える恐れもある。
Anyway, it's likely they'll have more people, they'll have more targets in the future.
これから誰かが新たに他人を殺したらその人も私の殺害対象になる。それをまず理解して。
If someone kills anyone else, that person will be on my target list, on my hit list as well. You need to understand that. Right.
それじゃあみんな正直に新たなクリア条件を開示して。
Alright, everyone. Be honest. Tell us your new clear conditions.
拒否した人は危険な条件が与えられたとみなすわ。
Anyone who refuses will be assumed to have a dangerous clear condition. She said in a tone that left no room for argument. Everyone reluctantly took out their PDAs and checked their own clear conditions. But the moment they did that, Shuhei and Kotomi both shouted. No, sorry, one sec. Alright, sorry. But the moment they did that, heartbroken looks appeared on Shuhei and Kotomi's faces.
なんだよこれ。何の冗談だ。
Damn it. What the hell? What's this bullshit? No! Why?
二人ともどんな条件だったの？
What conditions do you have?
俺のクリア条件は素数ナンバーのプレイヤー全員の死亡。
My clear condition calls for the death of all prime numbered players.
要は瞳と春菜と真島と優奈と司を殺せってことらしい。
Basically, it's telling me to kill Hitomi, you, Yuna, Majima, and Tsukasa.
私は
Minds.
自分を中心とした5つ並びのナンバーの他プレイヤーが死亡し、かつそれらの PDA を自分の PDA に読み込ませる。
It's all players within 2 numbers of your PDA die, and that your PDA reads off their PDAs.
何？
What? Once he heard that clear condition, Shuhei finally realized why Kotomi's PDA was the only one with a weird cable on it. It seemed the function of that cable was to connect with the dead player's PDAs. But what that meant was...
しゅうちゃんと真島さんと黒川さんが死ななきゃならないなんて、そんな条件満たせるわけないよ。
That means Shu, Majima, and Kurokawa would have to die. There's no way I can fulfill a clear condition like that. Everyone's face froze at Kotomi's words.
なるほど。春菜さんの言う通り、殺し合いを誘発する内容になってますね。
I see. You're right, Haruna. It did indeed change to promote killing.
つまり俺はこの二人の両方の殺害対象になったってことか。
In other words, I would have to die for either the two of them to live.
お父さん、瞳を殺すの？
Dad, are you gonna kill me?
バカ言え。殺すわけないだろう。
Don't be ridiculous. There's no way I could kill you.
そうだよ。私たちは誰一人殺したくなんかない。
That's right. We don't want to kill anyone.
もし殺したら、春菜ちゃんの殺害対象になっちゃうし。
If we killed anyone, then we end up on one of Haruna's targets as well.
でも、だったらどうするの？
But then what are we gonna do? Neither Shuhei nor Kotomi could answer Hitomi's question. Haruna just sighed.
しょっぱなからひどい条件だけど、確認を続けましょう。
I know we've already heard some pretty harsh clear conditions, but let's keep checking.
他の人たちはどういう条件になったの？
What conditions did the rest of you get? The others answered one after another.
俺の条件はほぼ変わってない。
My clear condition is mostly the same.
未使用のメモリーチップを10個以上所持し、ゲーム終了まで他のプレイヤーには同数以上所持させないだ。
It calls for me to have 10 or more unused memory chips. And to make sure all other players don't exceed the count I have.
私は一番長く一緒にいたパートナーの死亡。
Mine calls for the death of the partner I spent the most time with.
何？じゃあマリコの殺害対象も俺なのか？
What? And I have to die for you to live too?
私、真島君を殺すことなんてできないよ。
I could never kill you, Majima! Mariko spoke up in a tear-choked voice, and Tsukasa cut in.
上野先輩の条件もひどいですが、僕の条件も負けてませんよ。
Your condition is pretty terrible, Ueno. Mine's just as bad.
ゲーム終了時点でクリア条件を満たしたプレイヤーが3人未満。ただし、本人は含まないですって。
It says that excluding me, no more than 2 other players can survive to the end of the game. So I can fulfill their clear conditions by the end of the game.
早い話が、僕以外に2人しか生き残れないってことですよ。
Long story short.
ほとんど皆殺しにしろって言ってるのと同じじゃないですか。
Long story short. It says only 2 hours apart from me can live. That's basically telling me to kill everyone, isn't it?
私のはみんなにははるかに劣りますが、そこそこ攻撃的ですね。
Mine is nowhere near as bad as yours, but still fairly aggressive.
ジョーカーの PDA の破壊、ミツルが素直に応じてくれるとは思えません。殺してでも破壊しろということでしょうか。
The destruction of the Joker PDA. I don't think Mitsuru will agree to that. No, I can't imagine Mitsuru will agree to that. It's basically telling me to destroy it, even if it means killing him, doesn't it? One horrible condition after the next was revealed to one another. Shuhei grit his teeth when he heard them. It seems the people who made this game are some really sick bastards. The first stage was designed for all players to develop a certain level of trust for one another, and then only for the second stage to flip that all on its head. The greater everyone's bonds, the greater their despair at that time. It was especially bad now that this first stage had lasted so long that everyone had become practically united.
どうしよう、みんな。どうすればいいの？
What should we do, guys? What can we do? Komi spoke in the trembling voice of fear and grabbed Shuhei's sleeve. Shuhei fought back the panic raging in his heart and answered her.
とにかくこんなふざけた条件に従うわけにはいかない。殺し合いなんか始めたら運営の思うツボだ。
Anyway, there's no way we can play along with these conditions. If we start killing each other, we'll be playing right into the administrator's hands.
もう一度みんなを集めるんだ。そして今後どうすべきか話し合って。
Let's all gather together again, and let's discuss what we can do. Just as Shuhei started saying that, his voice is blocked by gunfire, by a dry sound in the distance. Huh? Everyone's eyes widen at that sound. Majima spoke in a shocked voice.
今の銃声じゃないのか。
Hey, that was gunfire, wasn't it? No one wanted to believe it, but Shuhei had heard that as well. Sorry, he didn't want to believe, but Shuhei had heard it as well.
そんなどうして破棄したはずの銃があるの？
No way! How? I thought we got rid of all the guns!
くっそ、どうなってるんだ。 一
Damn
体何が起きてるんだ。
Damn it, what the hell? What's going on here? Shuhei shouted and glared in the direction of the gunfire. Just then, far away from where Shuhei was glaring, Yuna Todo and Masuki Kurokawa stood frozen in place. Small smoke rose from the bullet holes at their feet.
大輔、あんた
Daisuke, you!
んだそりゃ。そんなもんどこで手に入れた？
The hell? Where'd you get your hands on that thing? Daisuke was right in front of them. And in his hands was clutched a gun shining with a black luster.
どこでだっていいだろ。
It doesn't matter where, yeah? Daisuke's face was a mix of fear and superiority. Kurokawa locked eyes on him and smirked slightly.
何どこでだ？そんなこと重要なことがあるんだな。
Yeah, you're right. That don't matter. There's something more important than that here, yeah? What?
これではっきりしたな。ユイを殺したのは
Now I'm sure of it. You're the one who killed Yui, yeah? So I say when there's something incredible. Wait, sorry, no, I misread that. Sorry, yeah, sorry, I completely misread that. He stared at Daisuke with a piercing glare. Though Daisuke's face froze up, he still spoke back.
おっと、それ以上近づくな。動いたらズドンと行くぜ。
Whoa now! Don't you get any closer! If you move, I'm gonna pump lead into you.
おお、やってみろや。
Yeah, bring it on!
脅しだと思ってんのか。本当に撃つぜ。
Is that your idea of a threat? I really will shoot, you know?
いいから撃ってみろっつってんだよこら。
Just shut up and fire already, you bastard! Then Kurokawa tried to dash.
黒川危ない。
Look out, Kurokawa! Yuna ran over to to Kurokawa. And pushed him and herself until they fell into a nearby bush.
死ね、筋肉野郎。
Die, you muscle bastard! A second later, Daisuke's shout came with rapid gunfire. They ricocheted off the trees and didn't hit Yuna and Kurokawa. Yuna took the opportunity to shout at Kurokawa.
何丸腰で突っ込もうとしてるのよ。死ぬつもり？
What do you think you were doing running unarmed like that? Were you trying to die?
せえなボケ。あんな腰 抜けの弾当たるかよ。
Shut up, dumbass! Like I get hit by that chicken shit's bullets.
近づけ当たるわよ。ここは一旦引きましょう。
He'll hit you if you get close to him. We need to turn back.
引けだ。あの野郎を前にしてか。
Retreat? With that bastard right in front of me?
こっちは武器一つないのよ。向こうに接近されたら終わりなの。だから早く。
We don't have any weapons. If he approaches us, it's all over. So we need to hurry. Kurokawa didn't answer. No choice, Yuna grabbed Kurokawa's arm and tried to pull him away. Huh? Kurokawa spoke up as though he knows something.
いいもんがあるじゃん。
Well, look at what we got here. Kurokawa shook off Yuna's arm and picked the object that was lying on the ground. He then slowly but surely pointed at Daisuke. Daisuke's face warped with fear again. Kurokawa held a revolver in his hand. Go to hell, you son of a bitch! Kurokawa pulled the trigger without any hesitation as soon as he said that. The bullet grazed Daisuke's shoulder. Daisuke hastily turned around and ran off, and Kurokawa shot blindly. But Kurokawa's bullets were blocked by the trees and missed Daisuke. Daisuke then vanished into the woods. Damn it. He sure is one fast bastard when he wants to be, huh? Kurokawa scowled in the direction Daisuke ran off to. Yuna muttered when she saw the smoke rising from his hand.
どうして銃が落ちてんのよ。
Why was there a gun lying there?
まさか大輔もこうして落ちてた銃を拾ったの。
Don't tell me Daisuke also found his gun like this.
だろうな。大方運営が警部を動かすためにエリア内に新たに銃を配置したんだろうよ。
Probably. I'm guessing the administrator set up new weapons in the areas in order to get this game moving.
要はこの銃を使って殺し合えっつってんだよ。おあつらえ向きじゃねえか。
Long story short, they're telling us to use these to kill each other. Not very subtle, eh? Yuna spoke up in a bewildered voice.
ダメよ黒川。運営の思惑に乗っちゃダメ。
No, Kurokawa! Don't do it! You'll be playing right into the administrator's hands!
運営の思惑なんざ関係ねえよ。俺はあいつを殺してえだけだ。
What the administrators want doesn't mean shit. I just want to kill him, that's all.
落ち着いて黒川。大輔が銃を持ってたからってユイ殺しの犯人だってことにはならないわ。
Calm down, Daisuke! Just because he had a... Sorry. How do I keep saying Daisuke's name here? Calm down, Kurokawa! Just because Daisuke had a gun doesn't mean that he's the one who killed Yui.
ユイはナイフで殺されてたじゃない。だったら
Yui was killed with a knife, right? Then...
うっせえな。銃かよそんな細けえことは。
Shut up. I don't care about that shit.
おめえは知らねえだろうけどな。あの野郎は前にユイを襲おうとしたんだ。
Maybe you don't know this, but that bastard tried to assault Yui once before.
さっきだって丸腰の俺たちに遠慮なく撃ってきやがった。
And he tried to kill us right now without the least bit of hesitation.
あんな野郎を生かしといてもろくなことにならねえだろ。違うかよな。
Nothing good can come from letting that bastard live. Am I wrong?
でもだからって
But even so, that doesn't mean... Kurokawa pointed his gun at Yuna just as he was saying that. Yuna swallowed her words.
おい赤毛、あんまうぜえことほざいてるとてめえから弾くぞ。
Hey, redhead. Keep running your mouth off and I'll shoot.
別にあの野郎が死のうが生きようがてめえには関係ねえだろ。
They only have enough for 2 people, so that wouldn't work. And they only have 24 hours, so they don't have nearly enough time to make any more radio wave absorbers. Sorry, anyway, let's continue. It don't mean shit to you whether he lives or dies, yeah?
あるわよ。これ以上死者を出すわけにはいかない。
It does. I can't afford to let more people die.
あんただって大輔と戦えば殺されるかもしれないでしょ。私はあんたも救いたいのよ。
Even you could get killed if you fight against Daisuke, right? I want to save you too.
そうかよ。ご苦労なこった。
That right? Well, good for you. Kurokawa pulled the trigger. Yuna instinctively backed off of that sound that came from near point-blank distance. But the bullet flew completely past her.
外したの。
You missed?
優位に免じて一発だけは外してやった。
I missed just one out of consideration of Yui.
だが次邪魔しやがったらその時はおめえからあの世に送る。
But get in my way again, and I'll be sending you off to hell.
黒川。
Kurokawa turned around when Yuna fell silent. He then looked behind him and spoke.
おめえは他の奴らのところに帰れ。そんで仲良しの連中と生き残る方法でも探っとけ。
Go back to the others. Then find a way for all those who are still getting along to survive.
だが俺は関係ねえ。殺すなだの救いてえだろ。なものは余計なお世話だ。
But leave me out of it. All the stuff about telling me not to kill people and about wanting to save me, just mind your own fucking business.
全員生き残ることなんかできねえ。
It's already impossible for everyone to live for all of us to survive at this rate anyhow. Kurokawa chased after Daisuke after saying that. Yuna yelled at him for him to wait, but Kurokawa didn't stop. And right when Kurokawa began chasing Daisuke, Shuhei Fujita heard Haruna's PDA alarm go off.
メールの着信音。
Huh? An email? It was the sound the email the email receiving tone they'd gone on the first day. Everyone's eyes focused on Haruna.
なんだどうして春なのだけ
What's going on? Why only yours? Haruna looked at her PDA screen. When she did, her face froze over.
何よこれ。
What is this? It It was a shocked voice unlike any other she'd given before. Shuhei and the others looked puzzled.
どうした春菜
What's wrong, Haruna? Shuhei instinctively ran over to her and tried to look at her PDA. But at that moment...
見ないで
No, don't look! Haruna shouted that and tried to hide her PDA. Sensing something was wrong, Shuhei immediately grabs her arm.
なんだ何が映ってるんだ見せてみろ
What? What did you see? Show it to me!
やだ見ないでってば
No! I said don't look! Haruna tried to shake Shuhei's arm off. But in the struggle, Shuhei caught a momentary glimpse at Haruna's PDA screen. The words written on there were Repeater's Code. Hold on a second. Alright, sorry, Repeater's Code. Kill the 5 players who have spent the least amount of time together from so far during the game. If this condition cannot be complete. He barely managed to catch a glimpse of that.
なんだこれ
What's this? Haruna thrust Shuhei aside when Shuhei shouted that. Haruna backed off when Shuhei staggered. Shuhei stared at her with confusion and bewilderment.
どういうことだ春菜今のリピーターズコードって何のことだ
What's going on, Haruna? What's this repeater's code thing? Everyone's eyes widened at those words.
リピーターってまさかあなたもリピーターだったのですか
Repeater? Wait, then you're a repeater too? Haruna's face froze at that question. Even Shuhei, who hadn't considered that, was at a loss for words. But this was bad. Everyone took Haruna's reaction as an affirmation and started speaking up in shaking voices.
じゃあリピーターズコードっていうのはリピーターに何送られてきたメールってこと
Then the repeater's code is an email that's only sent to repeaters?
運営から今さら何のために
From the administrators? What do they want now of all times?
まさか状況を動かすために新たな条件を与えたんじゃ
Don't tell me. They gave her a new condition in order to move things along?
藤田先輩何が書いてあったんですか
Fujiya, what did it say? Shuhei hesitated for a moment. Haruna shot him a glance, begging him not to say anything. But he couldn't afford not to say anything. Because what was written there was far too dangerous to be kept to himself.
いいかみんなパニックになるなよ
Alright, everyone. Listen, don't panic.
詳しいことはわからないが12時間以内に接触時間が短いプレイヤーを下位から5名殺害せよという文言が見えた
I don't know the details, but I did catch a glimpse of the words. Kill the 5 players who have spent the least amount of time with each other. within 12 hours. Though it was only the preamble, everyone trembled at those words.
何なのそれ。接触時間が短いプレイヤー。誰がそれに当たるの？
What the? Players who have spent the least amount of time with each other? Who's that apply to?
藤田先輩たちはおそらくそれに含まれないでしょう。だけど僕とレイはボーダーですね。
It probably doesn't include you and Fujita. However, me and Rei are borderline.
そして真島先輩たちも。
The same goes for Majima and Rei. Sorry, Majima and Ueno. Tsukasa looked at Majima and Mariko. Mariko groaned at that moment and stepped back. Majima's eyes shifted to the knife in Haruna's hand. Majima silently put Mariko behind him. Haruna also kept her eyes on Majima the whole time. Their intense stare-off formed another heavy silence. Tsukasa glanced at Haruna while also trying to seem to find an opening to escape. But it wasn't unreasonable. With the danger rapidly increasing in this situation, there was no way they could afford to stay in this place. If anything, the condition she had that told him to kill them within 12 hours meant that probably no one could stay with her.
くそ、どこまで根性が腐ってるんだ、運営の奴らは。
Damn it. Just how twisted are those sick administrators? Though the Shuhei and the others have been trying to stay united as a group, the administrators were breaking their bonds with one move after another. And Haruna, their spearhead of their efforts, sighed and spoke.
どうやらもう一緒にはいられないみたいね。
It seems we can't stay together any longer.
春菜、
こんな条件を与えられた私がここにいれば、まとまるものもまとまらなくなる。
If I stay here with a condition like this, then the rest of you can't stay united.
もはやそういうレベルの話じゃないわね。
No, it goes beyond that now.
とにかく私はこの条件をクリアするしかない。そのために行動させてもらうわ。
In any case, I have to fulfill this condition. They're making me act for that purpose. Haruna said that and turned around. Komi shouted out to her back.
ちょっと待って、春菜ちゃん。まさか運営の言いなりになるつもりなの？
Wait, Haruna! Don't tell me you're planning to play along with the administrators.
ごめんなさい。そうしなければならないの。
I'm sorry. I have no other choice.
待て、春菜、行くんじゃない。
Wait, Haruna! Don't go!
そんなメールに踊らされるな。せめてユーナが戻ってくるまで待て。
Don't be swayed by that email. At least wait until Yuna gets back. Shuhei spoke up in order to try to stop her, but Haruna just silently shook her head.
止めないで周平。止めるなら刺すわよ。
Don't stop me, Shuhei. Do so and I'll stab you. What?
私には時間がないの。少しでも早く行動しなければまずいのよ。
I have no time. I have to act as soon as possible.
どうしてそこまで
Why do you need to go so far? Haruna didn't answer his question. But in her expression was a gentle aura that seemed to be showing consideration for Shuhei and the
今
others.
回こそはもしかしたら全てうまくいくかもと思ってたけど、結局いつも通り。
I thought maybe, just this once, everything would go well. In the end, it turned out the way it always does.
でももし生きてまた会えたら
But if we survive and can meet again... Haruna started to say that, but then stopped. And then, without saying another word, she kicked off the ground and ran off into the woods. Shuhei couldn't stop her either. He didn't even have a chance to ask why Haruna had become a repeater. Unable to rid himself of their bewilderment, Shuhei and the others looked at each other.
なんか変だったね。なんか痛そうにしてたし。
Didn't that seem strange? It seemed like she wanted to say something.
しかしそれが何であろうと、彼女があのクリア条件を満たそうとしていることは確かなようですよ。
But no matter what that may be, the fact remains that she's trying to fulfill that clear condition.
どうしようみんな。視聴況はほとんど悪化するばかりみたいだけど。
What do we do, guys? The situation's just getting worse and worse.
これじゃほとんど全員で殺し合えって言われてるのと同じです。
Yes. At this point, they may as well be telling us all to kill everyone.
俺たちに与えられた条件がそれぞれ殺し合いを加速する内容の上に
Not only do all our clear conditions promote killing,
さらにリピーターにはそれとは別の条件が与えられているということか
they can send even more conditions to repeaters?
じゃあ春菜の他にリピーターといえば
And that means, apart from Haruna, the other repeaters would be... Of course, Yuna was probably one of them, but there was probably at least another. One who was probably different from most of the other players. But if there wasn't a repeater apart from Haruna and Yuna, the moment that possibility hit him, Shuhei unconsciously looked at Hitomi. Hitomi twitched and froze. Sorry, no, Hitomi twitched and shivered. Noticing the others' glances, the others noticed Shuhei's glance and looked toward Hitomi.
藤田君、なぜ今ひとみさんを見たの？
Fujita, why'd you look at Hitomi just now?
つまり瞳もリピーターということか
Does that mean Hitomi's also a repeater?
いやそんなことは
No, that's not... Shuhei immediately denied it, but Tsukasa blocked him. Sorry, Tsukasa interrupted him.
いえ、その可能性はあるかもしれませんよ。
No, that may be possible.
思えばこの人は妙にゲームに慣れていた節がありました。
In hindsight, she was oddly familiar with the game.
黒川を瞬時に制圧したりと、明らかに一般人とは一線を画する存在だった。
She She was able to immediately put pressure on Kurokawa. She was clearly on a level beyond normal people.
その理由がゲームに参加したのが初めてではないとしたら
Could the reason for that be because this isn't the first game she's played? That theory did indeed sound plausible. And when he tried to ask Tomi about the repeater's code...
みんな
Guys! Shuhei and the others turned around at Yuna's voice. They saw her hastily running toward them.
ユーナ戻ってきたのか
Yuna, you're back?
黒川さんはどうしたんですか？それとさっきの銃声は
What happened with Kurokawa? And what were those gunshots?
黒川には逃げられてしまったわ。
Kurokawa got away.
銃声は大輔と黒川が撃った音。運営がエリア内に新たに武器を配置したらしくてね。
The gunfire was from Daisuke and Kurokawa. It seems the administrators had placed new weapons in the area.
そういうことでしたか。何しろ無事でよかったですわ。
So that's what happened, huh? Whatever the case, I'm glad you're okay.
無事とは言い難いわ。状況はどんどん悪化してる。
It's hard to say. I don't know if we can say that. The situation's getting worse and worse.
あんたらもこれどういうこと？なんで春菜がいなくなってるの？
What's going on here with you guys? Why's Haruna gone? Shuhei answered.
こっちもまずい状況なんだ春菜の PDA に運営からリピーターズコードとかいうメールが送られてきた
Things have gone bad on our end too. The administrator sent a repeater's code to Haruna's PDA.
12時間以内に接触時間が短いプレイヤーを下位から5名殺せって内容だった
They told her to kill the 5 players who have spent the least amount of time with others within 12 hours. Huh?
そのせいでおそらくこの中の誰かが春菜の殺害対象になっちまった
And because of that, it most likely means that one of us would be one of Haruna's targets.
それで春菜は俺たちと一緒にはいられないと言ってどこかに行っちまった
So Haruna said she could no longer stay with us and went off somewhere.
リピーターズコード。それは予想しなかったわね。
Repeater's code. I didn't think of that. A bitter look appeared on Yuna's face.
春菜さんがリピーターだったことも驚きですが僕は他にもひとみさんがリピーターではないかと思っています
I'm surprised that Haruna is a repeater. But I was also thinking that Hitomi may also be a repeater.
で東堂先輩確かあなたもリピーターでしたね
If I'm not mistaken, you're a repeater too, aren't you, Toto?
あなたの PDA にも新たな条件が送られてきていませんか
Has your PDA received any new conditions?
いや、私のには。
No, mine has. Just as Yuna started to say that, her PDA alarm started ringing with almost perfect timing.
どうやら私のところにも来たみたいね。
Well, looks like I got one too. Yuna took out her PDA and checked the email. Her face froze at that moment, just like Haruna.
なるほどね。春菜が姿を消すわけだわ。
I see. No wonder Haruna vanished.
なんて書いてあったんだ
What's it say? Yuna showed Shuhei and the others her PDA. The email there read as follows. Within 12 hours, kill the 5 players who have spent the most time with other players. In the event you cannot fulfill this condition, all the players' collars will detonate. Furthermore, in the event the owner of this PDA dies, hold on a second. Oh, it's not applying the event the owner of this PDA dies. There are weapons to help you fulfill this condition in Area 21. Check the map for reference.
なんだこれは。
What the hell is this? Shuhei can only speak in amazement. It wasn't that he was surprised by Yuna's new condition. It was a terrible condition that he had considered, but that wasn't what he was truly scared of.
この条件を達成できなかった場合、プレイヤー全員が首輪を爆破されるだって。
In the event this condition is not fulfilled, all the players' cars will detonate?
だから春菜ちゃんはあんなに。
That's why Haruna did what she did. Komi spoke in a sorrowful voice. Now Shuhei understood why Haruna had acted the way she did. Everyone died unless she killed 5 players within 12 hours. That's why Haruna had wasted no time getting to work, in order to save as many players as possible.
ほんとやってくれるわね、運営の連中。
The administrators have really done it now.
スローな展開に飽き飽きしたあいつらは、その埋め合わせのためにいつもよりスピーディーな展開をお望みってわけね。
Looks like they got so tired of the slow turn of events up until now that they're calling for a speedy turn of events now in order to make up for it.
じゃあ瞳は。
Then what about Hitomi? Shuhei voiced a question they'd been asking before Yuna's arrival had interrupted them. When he looked at Hitomi, he saw that she was clearly shaken up.
瞳には送られてきてない。
I didn't get one.
本当ですか？
Is that true?
だって瞳の PDA アラーム鳴らしてなかったでしょ。
Well, I mean, my PDA's alarm didn't go off, right?
そうだよね、お母さん。
Isn't that right, Mom?
つまり瞳はリピーターじゃないってこと。
Yeah. So that means Hitomi isn't a repeater.
あるいはリピーターズコードが送られてくるのには時間差があるってことでしょうかね。
Or perhaps that means there's a time lag when repeaters codes are sent. Yuna spoke up when Tsukasa said that.
確かに時間差はあるよね。春菜と私の例を見てもそれは確かよ。
It's true. It seems like there's a time lag. You can see that even just looking by me and Haruna's cases.
でもだからって送られてきていないとは言い切れないんじゃない？
But that doesn't mean we can say for sure that she hasn't received any, right?
もし瞳がリピーターだとしたらとっくに送られてきてる可能性は？
If Hitomi is a repeater, isn't there a possibility she could have been sent one a long time ago? Huh? Shuhei and the other's eyes widened. Hitomi held her breath and fell silent. Yuna locked eyes on her and continued.
私はずっと気になっていたのよ。ユイを殺した犯人の動機は何なのかってことが。
It's been bothering me ever since this morning. What motive would Yui's killer have had in order to kill her?
私ら14人の中で誰がなぜユイを殺したのか。わざわざ今朝のタイミングでそうする必要があったのは誰なのか。
Why was it, that one of us 14 killed Yui. Why was there a need to specifically do it at this morning?
でもどう考えても動機がある者は私らプレイヤーの中にはいなかった。いるとしたら運営だけよ。
But no matter how I thought about it, there was no one amongst us who had a motive. The only ones who did would be the administrators.
だから運営はこのゲームに介入し状況を動かした。そう考えれば説明がつくわよね。
So the administrators intervened in this game to get the ball rolling. You think of it that way, that would explain it.
違う瞳。あんたが運営に命じられてユイを殺したんじゃない？
Am I wrong, Hitomi? The administrators ordered you to kill Yui, didn't they?
なんだって。
What? Shuhei looked at Hitomi in shock. Hitomi looked fearful. Like a child about to get scolded.
そうなのか、瞳。ユーナが言っていることは事実か。
Is that true, Hitomi? Is what Yuna's saying the truth?
瞳、怒らないから答えて。リピーターズコードが送られてきたの。
Hitomi, we won't get mad, so answer us. Did you receive a repeater's code? Hitomi grew more and more fearful at Shuhei and Konomi's pressing. But finally, as though she resigned herself, she spoke up in a teary voice.
送られてきた。
I got one.
ゆうべ、瞳の PDA にこんなメールが。
I got this email last night. Hitomi said that and took out her PDA. Like the others, the words that were written there were: Repeater's code. Kill player number 5, Yui Ogihara, within 6 hours. In the event you fail to fulfill this condition, all the player's cars will detonate. A weapon to accomplish this task has been prepared in Area 4. Check your map for reference. What the hell? Shuhei understood everything when he saw that sentence. Something was indeed a repeater. And by sending this email, the administrators had controlled Hitomi and forced her to initiate the second stage. Hitomi clenched her PDA and cried as she spoke.
ごめんなさい。従うしかなかったの。
I'm sorry. I had no choice but to do what they said.
そうしなきゃみんなが死んでいたんだもんな。
Yeah, we know. If you didn't, we all would have died. They forced Hitomi to make a decision by holding all the other players hostage. She could either everyone's cars could detonate and they'd all die, or she could kill Yui and save others' lives. With no other choice, she's taken the latter option and killed Yui. Though her survival only meant the second stage would be awaiting her. Though she understood that, Hitomi had no choice.
泣かないで瞳。誰も瞳を責めたりはしないよ。
Don't cry, Hitomi. No one blames you.
緊急避難って言葉もあるわ。 法的にも罪には問われないはずよ。
There's a thing known as a necessity. Crimes that can't be tried by the law.
でも
But... Hitomi painfully cried. But a stern voice spoke up.
そうね。誰もあなたを責められはしない。
That's right. No one blames you.
でも仕方ないで済ませられることではないわね。腹の底から怒りが湧いてくるわ。
But we can't just sweep this all under the rug with the fact that you had no choice. This whole thing pisses me off.
何言うなお前瞳をどうするつもりだ
What? Yuna, what are you planning to do to Hitomi?
勘違いしないで。私が怒ってるのは瞳に対してじゃない。
Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not mad at Hitomi.
こんなクソったれな命令を送ってくる運営に対してよ。
I'm mad at those administrators who sent that godforsaken order.
ユナさん、まさか。
Wait, then Yuna, don't tell me.
そうよ。こんな命令に従う必要はない。
That's right. There's no need for me to obey an order like
こ
this.
うなったら例の電波吸収体を使ってエリア外に脱出し助けを呼んでくるわ。
Now let's come to this. We'll use the radio wave absorber, escape from the area, and get help. Yuna said and looked at everyone.
いいみんな。こんな連中に屈しちゃダメよ。
Listen up, people. Don't give in to these bastards.
必ずこのゲームをぶち壊しみんなを救ってあげるからね。
I swear we'll destroy this game and save everyone. Shuhei and the others hesitated for a moment with those words. But a moment later, they all nodded. One second. Okay, sorry, let's continue. Yes. If Yuna and Haruna die, the cars won't detonate, because the exception to the rule is, if one of them dies. Right then, Haruna Hosotani was running through the woods. The repeater's code she received just a while ago flew back into her mind. Repeater's code. Kill the 5 players who have spent the least amount of time with others so far in the game. Should you fail to accomplish this condition, all the players' cars will detonate. Furthermore, does not apply if the owner of this PDA dies. A weapon has been prepared in Area 19 in order to fulfill this condition. Please check your map for reference. The list of the players who had spent the least amount of time with others was included in her PDA. Her targets were Majima, Mariko, Hatsune, Mitsuru, and Kurokawa. Those were players who Haruna hadn't formed much of a bond with. So she had relatively little personal attachment to them.
私にとってどうでもいい人間を殺せって言ってるの。
So in short, they're telling me to kill those who matter the least to me, huh? Haruna spoke in a bitter voice when she sussed out the administrator's intentions. Had it been any other game, she probably would have fulfilled that condition without the least bit of hesitation. But through this game, she had developed an aversion, a hesitation toward killing. Even if they were strangers who she wasn't that well bonded to, she didn't want to kill them if at all possible. But if she didn't kill them, then the others would die. That went for Shuhei, Komi, and herself. In that case, she had no choice but to obey it. That judgment, Haruna headed for the location to get the weapon mentioned in the email. Before long, the scenery changed. If you remember correctly, this was Area 19. She checked her PDA map while looking for the weapon. Just then, she saw something lying on the ground. This again, huh? When she picked it up, she felt a cold, heavy sensation. It was the same way she'd felt several days ago. No, it felt heavier than before. Haruna muttered to herself as she fastened her grip around the crossbow.
これを使ってまた殺すの。
Am I gonna use this to kill again?
真島を、マリコを、初音を、光美を、黒川を。
Kill Majima, Mariko, Hasune, Mitsuru, and Kurokawa?
私は結局手を血に染め続けるの。
In the end, do I have to keep staining my hands with blood?
運営の連中に命じられるままに。
Just as the administrators tell me to?
それとも自分の意志で。
Or am I doing it out of my own will? Though she held a familiar weapon in her hands, she was still hesitating. Between her sense of morals that had broken the part of the course of several killing games, and the faint sense of virtue that was welling up again within her. Okay, so we're gonna end it here for now. So yeah, second stage has started. They've got less than 24 hours left. Things are not going good for anyone who follows repeater codes and all this other stuff that the administrator is setting up. It's a pretty bad situation for everyone. So we have no idea what will work, but they still have the the radio wave absorbers, so maybe they'll be able to use that to get some help finally. But we'll have to wait until next stream to see how that turns out. So until next time, I'll see you all later.